So these are my top 10, 11, 12-ish favorite books. The first one is actually from a series. It's the House of Night series. If you like vampires or witchcraft or any of those stuff, I suggest reading it just simply because it is a great book. There's a ton of books in the series thus far, but they're all good reads. Next one is from a trilogy, The Devouring. It's an entire little trilogy. It's another really, really good one. I wish it had been longer than it was, but it was really good. However, if you have strong arachnophobia, I suggest you don't read the first one, because she spends about a paragraph describing eating the spider hole, and it crawling in back out of her throat, and her swallowing it again. It's a messed up one. Next one is Warriors. This is another series. I started reading this one in junior high, so yeah, I'm aware this is a younger reader's book, but I just like it too much to stop reading it. And then the next one, I have to say, I don't actually have it with me because my dog decided to eat it, so I don't know who it's by, and I sadly cannot find another copy of it. But it's Thirsty, and it has the picture of just two fangs, like fake fangs on the cover. It's an amazing vampire book. It's just a single book, but it is freaking amazing. It's probably one of my favorite single vampire books out there. Next one is also from a series, the Emily the Strange series. If you have not read this series, I suggest you do. It is basically centered around a goth girl who's freakishly smart with her cats. One of which is sort of pictured on the back. And on the cover you can see the 4 kitties. But there's quite a few in the series now, but it's just good. The first one's my favorite. Next one is another single book. It's The Book Thief. This book is completely amazing, especially if you're into reading books about World War II. And the book is told from the perspective of death, which is awesome. Next one is another from a series, the Uglies series. Yes, I'm aware this is another rather teen book, but I like the idea of it, and it just generally was really, really good to me. This is another technical series. This is Crank. It is basically all about drugs, and it is written in a sort of strange style. So it's not quite as long as it seems because it's written very oddly, with not a lot of words on the page. But it's a really, really good read, and it's really, really sad. And it's one of those books that can haunt you afterwards. Next one is a vampire book that is really kiddish, I guess, and just kind of like, oh god. But Notes from a Totally Lame Vampire. This one is meant for kids. It is very, very childish. It's written like a little notebook, but it's humorous at the same time. The second one was not to my liking, though. The first one was good, though. Next one I have to mention is Growing Wings. This one, whilst it's a small book and it's a really, really quick read, I just really liked it. And this is the last one, which is another vampire book. Sort of. This is called Bloodthirsty. I like the take on this, especially with the whole Twilight thing going goddamn crazy. Basically, this is not about vampires. It's about a dude pretending to be a vampire, and people thinking he is one, which gets pretty humorous. But it's sort of a love story novel kind of a thing, but it's also funny at the same time. So those are my top 10, 11, or 12-ish books.